Hi, I'm back with a new tutorial. This time it's going to be a bracelet, and this is not a 50-minute project. This will take time. It's not difficult, but it's time consuming. You're going to need white beading wire, and I have chosen acrylic beads, lightweight beads, because this is a little bit of a special project. These are bicones in 8, 6, and 4 millimeter size, and these are white beads, 6 millimeter. You're gonna need crimp beads for wire. These are 1 millimeter. You're gonna need jump rings and a clasp, 8 millimeter white acrylic beads, and some small white seed beads. And of course, you're gonna need your pliers. This is a special memory wire. It is flat, as you can see, and it's 1 millimeter wide, so your beads needs to have big holes. 1 millimeter hole will do just fine. And we're gonna cut this with a little gap in between here because we're gonna have a clasp. Just a little gap. Now we're gonna make an end loop here so we can start the beading process. I'm gonna close it with a flat nose plier. And there you have your end loop. And we're gonna do a little process here with 6 millimeters beads, and in between we're gonna make a piece of wire to put in between. I'm gonna show you. First, put the first bead on. These are acrylic lightweights. And the reason for that, we're gonna have beading wire strands poking out, and they can't be too heavy. There you have to start. Now we're gonna do the beading. And so here's the wire. I recommend that you cut a fairly long piece, like 15 to 20 centimeters. You can always trim it later, and you're gonna need about, I would say, 26 to 30, depending on the wrist size. And these, since they come in a roll, they're not that straight. So I'm gonna just pull on them a bit, try and make them straighter. Just straight up. So you see, it's much straighter now. And here comes the tricky part. We're gonna put this onto this wire with a crimp bead, and we're going to try to make it stick out straight like this from the bracelet. You're going to make about 27 of these, I think it was, when I calculated. To make these strands, you're going to cut about 20 centimeters. You can always trim them later. There you go. When you have your piece of wire, you get your crimp bead that is 1 millimeter hole, I think, 1.5 millimeter long, and these are crimp tubes. I keep saying crimp beads, but I mean crimp tubes. Put it on your beading wire like that, and then down. You just hold them tight there. And you're going to squeeze this up, and remember the memory wire was only 1 millimeter, so you're going to squeeze this very far up to create a very, very small loop. Hope you can see it in camera. Then you're going to take your flat nose plier and make sure that your bead is in the right spot, maybe a little bit smaller. pull it up and then squeeze. You see that little tiny hole? That is what you're putting on your wire, and it's supposed to be tight like this, so it will stand up. You see, it won't fall around, and you're going to trim off the wires later. So you're going to make about 27 or as many as you need in between those white beads that you started with here. So one bead, one wire, one bead. I will get back to you when I've done mine. Now I have done a lot of these strands. And now we're going to start to bead on them. Now I will start beading this wire strand that I made. I'm going to try and make it a little bit more straight. First, I start with a 4mm bicone. And I will try and get both ends in there, like this. And then I will put a couple of seed beads on. I think I go with 3 along the whole thing. And then I will finish this one off with a crimp bead. And now I will make the top again. Start with 1 crimp bead. 8mm, no, sorry, 1 seed bead first, and then the 8mm, and then I will get a 6mm and a 4mm, and a seed bead. That was a bad one, so I'll take a new one. And then a crimp bead. I think I will put it right about there. Then I will trim the top off. Turn it around, and I have a crimp bead here. Like this. And I will put a 6mm on. You can see how it's coming together. Now I have done 2 strands, and they don't have to be exact length, and you can put beads on the middle. You can choose whatever color you like. You will surely come up with great ideas for this. So now I'm gonna keep on doing this, and then I will get back to you. As you can see now, I have done all the beading. I put all these strands of beading wire on, and now we're gonna finish it all with a loop on the memory wire here. And now all you need to do is to put a clasp on. This is a big bracelet. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.